Oh my god, beautiful!
Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you are here, I am hoping you have watched the first part of this two-part series. My hopes for 2024 K-pop, reasons 1 through 25. I'm gonna link it in the upper right corner. If you haven't watched it, please. No big deal. There's no continuity really between the two. So just enjoy. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm more than happy to engage in constructive debate. Of course, these are all of my opinions. These are not facts. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. We don't have to agree. I'm always coming from a place of respect. These are idols, and I just want them to be happy more than anything. Okay? All right. My first hope for K-pop this year is going to be no bullying scandals. Okay, I know that's a big one. Okay. Oh my god, everyone's gasping. She said it. Really. I just hope that there are less bullying scandals. I hope that in general consumers can not take things at face value. And I can admit that I am guilty of this. When I was a newer K-pop fan, I didn't really wait. I didn't wait for the facts to come out, and it's really, really bummy of me. I know now that I've been here longer, I want to wait for clearer details, and I want to know that the company is addressing these kinds of scandals, sooner than later, because I feel like leaving these scandals unaddressed just allows consumers in general, whether fans or not, to just create a narrative and then just run with it. And then it becomes even more difficult when it's like there has been media released from the idol groups and people just go and cherry pick moments and, oh, well, this person's obviously giving a side eye, or this person is obviously doing this, and this. That's because XYZ. I'm tired of it. Okay. The companies have to do better. They can't leave these things unaddressed. And it's always the most ridiculous speculations that catch the most light. Rarely anything logical is given a spot like something more just gasp worthy. So, yeah. Tired of it. Please, no more bullying scandals. And if there's a real bullying scandal, please, let's just hope that we get all the information. And I will remind myself of this too, because I'm not perfect. I've done this, but wait for the information to come out. Okay, there is always two sides to these stories. All right. Well, actually, usually three. So there's one side, the other side, and then the truth. And yeah, just tired of idols getting their careers ruined because someone with a personal vendetta or a grudge. So yeah, very, very terrible. My next hope for 2024 is that Chungha will return with a banger. This one is simple. It has been way too long since we have seen Miss Chungha. She's an amazing dancer. She has so much charisma. I love the pitch of her voice. Her singing is just wow. Every solo piece that she's put out, I've loved. Okay? It's been too long, and I have seen people, noticing that it has been a second for Miss Chungha not to be in the rotation of songs. I'm hoping we see her again, another idol who has put so much work into their career, and she deserves better if she wants to. If she doesn't want to perform in the industry, I totally get it. No one is trying to make her do anything that she doesn't want, especially not me. But I'm hoping if she does want to be an idol still, that she can return with a banger, because I would love that. Another hope this year is I would love another Brave Girls Rollin' situation to happen. So, some years ago, there was that military base performance that went viral. That entire thing was just crazy. The song blew up again. Um, but unfortunately, their company did not really know how to capitalize or use that surge in popularity to the benefit of the members or the company in general. And in regards to that military base performance specifically, I don't want it to be a military base because usually it's only female idols who are invited to these military bases. Okay, I believe it is only, actually, not usually, only female idols who are invited to these bases. And it's so that these girl groups can provide a quote unquote morale boost, which is just a more PC way of saying adult gratification. And I just think the whole concept is cringe. So when I say I want another situation like Brave Girls Rolling, I just want to hear a song, that was maybe, or that had a little bit of popularity, 3, 4 years ago, just blow up again. Okay. I would love that. That sounds awesome. Okay. It doesn't have to be with the military bases. And actually, I would prefer that there be no military base performances. Yeah. Just because it's really cringe and it's gross, it's objectifying. I don't like it. It just seems really dehumanizing, but I understand that these are companies and yeah, it's unfortunate, but I don't like it. That's my hope. My next hope for this year is that there will be more girl groups performing at Lollapalooza Chicago. This is another really easy one. I live in Chicago. I live very close to Grant Park, which is where the festival is held. And in 2022 and 2023, I had barricade for both J-Hope and newjeans. So I love girl groups. I would love to see more girl groups at Lollapalooza. I would definitely go out there to show my support that that the idols have so many, that they have really intense fans in the US, that they have people that love them and appreciate them in the US. So yeah, I would definitely do that. And I'm hoping we get more girl groups this year. My next hope is that there will be a Stacy banger. Okay, so similar to Itzy, it has been a second since I've really enjoyed a Stacy song. It hasn't been as long as Itzy, but like the last song from Stacy I really, really enjoyed was Poppy. So it's it's tough because like I said, I really like the members. I love the group. All the other songs have been so good. But just recently, I haven't been vibing with anything. And again, it leaves me with this guilty feeling because I know I like the members and I want to support them. It's just, unfortunately, it's just not catching my ear. So, yeah. I really do love Stacy. I think all of the members are adorable, all have such cute personalities. I love it. So, my next hope is that Everglow will make a comeback with something different than the industry, but also different from their previous releases. So, I appreciated Slay, I listened to it for a bit. I feel like if it would have came out after Pirate, I would have enjoyed it more, but after the long hiatus, it just uh, it felt very, very late. And I don't know why Yuhua is choosing to make that move instead of, continuously promoting their group. And I think in general, it just has really, really jeopardized the fan base because the fans did go over a year, I believe, easily without a comeback. So it's just, it was really, really sad. And, uh, yeah, I just hope that they can come back, not doing the Y2K thing, all right? Not doing exactly girl crush like they have in the past, but something, mixed between the two that helps them stand out. I would love that. My next hope is that there will be a IZ*ONE reunion. So, simply put, every now and then we get a reunion, all right? And I would love to see a reunion stage of IZ*ONE. I think it is adorable that Chaewon of LeSserafim has caught herself, sometimes too late, referring to her IZ*ONE's fans instead of Fear Not. Adorable. Yeah, it's not members. What I'm asking for is not just members running into each other and having interactions on, award shows or music performances. Okay, I would love them to perform Violetta again. That was such a wonderful song, and I would love a reunion stage. It would be amazing. It would be so cute. It'd be such a treat. Love it. All right, my next hope is something similar that I mentioned in the past. I believe that in general we have had very light and upbeat concepts, especially since the debut of newjeans. I just in general would love to see something more moody. It can still be innocent and pure, that like fresh kind of vibe, but the idea of it being dark and moody just also seems amazing. And I'm not looking for, exactly like a red velvet peekaboo type of situation, being, chasing someone around the house. It can be as simple as like the concept of being afraid of the dark. And, like that feeling of coming up from the basement and rushing up the stairs after turning off the lights because there's like a fear behind you of the darkness. Like just something really simple, relatable to that. It doesn't have to be anything intense. I would just love to see something different than just light, airy, and cute. I think it can be cute and moody. Yeah, I think that would be very, very cool if that can be done. My next hope is that Yunjin of LeSserafim is going to teach eunchae more American Gen Z slang. In summary, I find it incredibly endearing. I love it. I love eunchae, and I love that eunchae always calls Miss Yunjin Jennifer. It usually says it like that. Whatever, Jennifer. She has so much attitude. I love it. I love in the past we saw chaewon and yunjin look at each other from like across a couple members and go slay. That was so incredibly adorable. As an American myself, I loved it. Okay, we need more American Gen Z slang in idol groups. Okay, well we don't need it, but it would be awesome to have. Okay, great. Another hope I have is similar to previous, not too long ago. I would love to see in general just more K-pop groups at Lala or Korean groups at Lala. Even if I'm not a boy group fan, these festivals, I think companies are starting to realize, and also, festivals themselves, that K-pop is a pretty big industry. And, the US being like a major entertainment industry is no longer the only thing. There are other industries like Korea. So I would definitely love to see in general more groups because there are so many fans who love Korean music. And I think it's just also a great opportunity for, locals to get some exposure. Of course, people see the definitely the more obscure concepts like orange caramel. I forgot the name. The Cantala Cantala. I can't remember the name. I'm sorry. But that song, like, just really obscure concept, but like, and there's nothing wrong with K-pop like that either. Okay, but just like there is so much more, and yeah, I feel like people just hear K-pop and their ears just shut off, and they have this perceived idea, whether it is true because it fits the shoe of another group or something. I just It's so much more than what people just think upon hearing K-pop. And I would love to see groups coming to the US to perform at these music festivals, beyond KCON and stuff. So yeah. So my next hope is that Kepler will have a better year. I want to see Kepler have a better year, especially Bahye. So I know I'm not the only person who has noticed this. It's been a pretty big discussion in regards to Kepler. But in general, I feel like the general consensus is that their career has just been really mismanaged. It seems pretty sloppy, unfortunately. Like their company chooses the worst options from my perspective. And it just seems like Byahe gets so few lines, and it was really sad for her to notice that when they did like a game where the members switched lines for like a song. It's hard to see that. So yeah, again, these people work so hard for this. They train, they give up other things, they prioritize their dreams, and it's I just want to see Kepler do better. But I have seen a lot of speculation that the group is likely to disband this year. Whatever the members want to be happy, I will support. Especially, I hope for Bahi to just get into a better place within the group.
With me,
My next hope
and
is
I'll
for
enjoy
a
it.
return of Usher
Song
Sembenen.
SBS
So
Engigayo
recently we saw him
Sembekhoru
in a remix
축하합니다.
of Jungkook's "Standing Next to You," but we need more, honey. We need more Usher Sembenen. Okay, I will never get over his beauty standards with you. Okay, and I will take that performance with me in my brain till I die. Most likely, I think about that performance at least once a week. Just iconic. Yeah, we need more Usher Sembenen. My next hope is that we get an aespa banger. So, I really enjoyed Spicy and Drama, okay, but I can confidently say that those two, plus like Welcome to My World, they were nothing like Black Mamba, Next Level, or Savage, at least for myself. I think in general, that's kind of what I've understood. I know some people are really happy that they've left the Kwangya concept, which, the concept really isn't the hugest deal for me. Of course, it's more the song and, however the concept fills in around that, I'm happy. But yeah, I would love to get them back to like that punchy type of vibe. Like the intro to Spicy was kind of reminding me of that, like the strong bass, the strong beat at the beginning. I loved it. So yeah, I would love to see more of that from aespa, even if it doesn't, even if they continue not to go with the Kwangya concept. My next hope, I have heard many people, express. I want longer songs. I don't know why there has been a surge of songs that are under 3 minutes or barely over 3 minutes. Okay. Making a song at least 3 minutes long is like the bare minimum. Okay. Songs should not be under 3 minutes. It is crazy that I have to go and look up on YouTube extended versions made by fans because I feel like the song always leaves me wanting more. Just listening straight off of like Spotify or something. I want longer songs, and I know I'm not the only one, okay? We want the music. Or at least like on the album, if maybe for example, like New Jeans, like that song is so short. I love that song. Really, it's definitely, if not my favorite New Jeans song, my like top 2, top 3. It's just it has to be much longer. And even for like Eve Psyche and Bluebeard's Wife, like that is a longer song, but it's like they needed another chorus before the bridge. And it just like, I don't know, man. I wish that they would offer extended versions, at the end of the albums for like for songs that are short in particular. That would be amazing. My next hope is that there will be less singles and more albums, even if they're minis. I hate seeing idols get stuck in the single cycle. The online music market has helped, expand audiences, but at the same time, the companies have realized that they can put out much less work and get about the same amount of money, which sucks. All right. As a consumer, it sucks. For the company, it's great because they don't have to do as much to make money. But as a consumer and someone who really enjoys Korean music, it sucks. All right. I want the idols to follow their dreams. I don't want it to be overworked. Too many of them never get a full length album. All right. And it's extremely unfortunate because, again, I come back to this idea that these people have trained, they have worked toward this, it is a dream, but now they are held back by the company that they signed with that would said that they would take them to the top or, help fulfill those dreams. It's such a bamboozle, in my opinion. So, yeah, I want less singles, more albums, even if they're minis. Okay, this next one is a bit longer, but my next K-pop hope is that Girls on Top will release something less mixed, less contrasting than Step Back and Stamp on It. So when Step Back came out, I will admit it did take me a second to get into. I was not into it for like maybe a week or so, and then when listening to it around my sister, I did start to vibe with it more. But unfortunately, I was never a fan of Stamp on It. I did stream it a couple times because I wanted to help their numbers regardless because this is like an experimental group for SM and they're trying to do something between multi-generations, which I think the concept itself is so cool, like to put various idols of different generations into one group and all these talents from various ages come together to make something big. I would love that. That's such an awesome concept. I love that. But like the past 2 years, so 2022 and 2023, they released at like the beginning of January. And in my opinion, what I have perceived is that Stamp on It was overall not well received. Definitely not as well as the company anticipated, SM anticipated. So I love, again, I'll say I love the concept of, multiple generations forming an idol group. But man, it was I don't like Stamp on It, and I really, really tried to. Yeah. I wish that they would make something less corny, for lack of a better word. Like, Step Back, Silly Girl was such a corny line for me, but I got into it, I let it slide, I started to vibe with it for a bit, but like, Put Your Stamp on It was just simply too much for me. And then, not to mention, seeing the choreo with like a stamping motion, that was just like way too much. Were there no other lyrics that would have fit the instrumental better? Why are we suddenly a public notary? Okay? Ridiculous. So I think they have not released anything for 2024 because, it just wasn't well received, the last one. It was such a big difference. Even Step Back was received hot and cold, but like, Put Your Stamp on It was way more cold than hot. They gotta do better, man. Less polarizing. There's nothing wrong with being a bit safe. Even do it like NMix where like the bridge is experimental, but the main concept of the song is pretty uniform. It's just it was just too much. Too much for me to get into, unfortunately, in 2023. So, my next hope is that there will be overall better treatment of idols. Of course, this one is self explanatory. A few things in particular. I hate seeing idols exhausted. I hate seeing idols being mobbed at airports. And I hate that consumers and fans, quote unquote fans, these bad ones, just forget that they're people. They're very talented people, yes, but they are still people. And one thing I'm hoping, solidifies this idea of company treatment and idols sticking around is the contrast between both BTS and Blackpink's relationships with their companies. So if you treat your artists well, they will stay. All right. BTS built up from the ground, heavily involved in the production of music because they wanted to be. BTS felt like they were cared for by the company and they stayed. Blackpink, though, we all know that they were pretty unhappy with the way that their careers are being managed, the lack of songs, the lack of promotions, and in general, just being treated as a piece of exclusivity than like a part of a industry that has been known in the past for producing so much content and media. I understand that companies have to provide a direction in order to produce a successful comeback, but a machine, okay, the company is the machine that should make it happen. And I understand that life is life and there will be challenges, but they are the company. They should have that figured out. They're the ones who took on these idols. They should at least have a template on procedure as to how to make something or how to create a more positive experience than a negative one for the idols. So yeah, I think it's very, very terrible. I just hope that companies see the difference between, Hybe slash Big Hit and YG. That these two big groups treated so differently from their companies, between the two companies, and how these idol groups have decided to renew completely or not renew, or just renew group activities. Or, there's many groups that just disband because they're not treated very well from their company. And I hope these companies can see that. My next hope is that remixes are not going to be released as a solo product. So, like, for example, going back to Blackpink, when, like, Stay, okay? Stay, had the more dynamic instrumental, but then, the heavily promotion of, oh, Stay is going to be released again, but this time it's going to be, remixed, or it's going to be acoustic, or this one's going to be remixed, and, it's such a big deal. Come buy the single. I don't care. These remixes do not have the same caliber as a proper comeback, and they should not be treated, or the company should not think that they are treating fans to something like this when it's just simply not the same. Instead of giving them more songs, they've just remixed the songs over and over again. Fine, you can do that, but you have to include something new. You can't just give out remixes acting like you've created a whole new product. It's not how it works. The consumers aren't happy with that. We want something new. We want new music. If you're going to give us remixes, put it at the end of a new album or mini album. Okay? Don't just release the remixes like, "Oh, you're welcome. We've released this. This was, so hard for us to do," and yada yada yada. No. You're a company. You should be doing better. It's ridiculous. So, yeah, I'm not going to go much into that. Self-explanatory, full stop. Stop it with the remixes being their own thing. Throw them at the end of the next album. My next hope is that there will be a Somi banger. Miss John Somi, she had a wonderful year with Fast Forward, I believe, as well as Gold, Gold, Gold. I was not into them. I was definitely into Fast Forward more, but since Dum Dum, she hasn't really hit that same level. EXO came close, but Dum Dum was just like top tier for me. I would love for her to get something back to that level of Dum Dum. It could lie within the company of Black Label not promoting it, or some other factors that I just have absolutely no idea about. But like, she performed it at the award show, Fast Forward, and in my opinion, it just didn't have the same impact, unfortunately. And like again, I'm left with this feeling of guilt because they're like I want to support Somi, especially because she's American, half American. Like even with Yunjin, like these American artists, I always want to support them more because like to go to a foreign country and train, it's just very daunting. All right, and I'm not gonna pretend like it's anything but that. So I want to support the American artists especially, but yeah, I'm hoping Somi comes out with a banger. The next hope I have is for a G Idol banger. So much like everyone else, I really enjoyed Queen Card. One of my complaints, though, about G Idol in general is that sometimes they just have these really cringe lyrics. So, I could get through Soyeon's verse in Tomboy. Like, I'd rather make a TikTok. Like, that was just so weird, in my opinion. That was too much, in my opinion. And then with Queen Card, I really genuinely hated Ariana Grande and Kim Kardashian being mentioned in the song. Like it was very weird for me. Like I really really disliked it. It's too much, okay? Yeah, I don't like it. So I'm hoping that they come out with something banger. But something without cringy lyrics. My next hope this year is that there will be 2 to 3 twice solos. And so far, we have gotten 2 out of the 9 members, leaving 7 left. Each member will have their chance to shine. And I don't want, 6 member solos released in a year because, maybe that's like 2 months of promo or something per member without them, overlapping. And it just doesn't feel fair. Every member should have their chance to shine. And I am looking forward to each one of them. So I'm hoping for like 2 to 3 that gives them about like, 3 months easily to promote. And then also, JYP get their stuff together behind the act in the spare months. Okay. My next hope is that there will be an IVE banger. So, unfortunately, I was not into I Am or Kitsch as much as 11 or Love Dive. I did feel like After Like was acceptable because they made the sample of the song so well. They made that work really, really well. And I also really enjoyed the overall concept. And I thought the music video was absolutely wonderful. I love those kind of, I don't want to say meta, but like the look behind the scenes kind of vibe in music videos, like when they give a glimpse into production. I really enjoy that. I think that's such a cool idea and a great concept. But just I Am and Kitsch, just I enjoyed them. They just weren't it for me. Like 11 and Love Dive, I spent months listening to it. After like maybe I spent about like a month and a half listening to it after debut. Um, but I Am and Kitsch just unfortunately did not have that same impact for me. So I'm hoping that there is an IVE banger this year. Another thing I hope is that we will learn about Garam. And I want to know that she is doing well, or how she is doing at least. In 2023, there was speculation of her trying to pursue an acting career. I would love to see that build up. It's unfortunate how everything played out for her, and bullying scandals in general, where the facts aren't out, but the public decides to run with a certain narrative, whether for clicks or grudges or dislikes and things like that, or other agendas. I just, yeah, I would hope that she is doing well, and I would love to hear that being confirmed. That she's found another way to follow her dreams, even if it's no longer being an idol. Another hope I have for this year is that I would love more boy and girl collabs. So one that comes to mind immediately was Taeyang's and Lisa's Shung this year. I never really, I don't even think I listened to Taeyoung's solo music at all prior to Shung. I wasn't super into Vibe, but I appreciated what it accomplished, a collaboration between two companies. But like I would just love to hear the combination of, boy groups and girl groups more. There's Card, but Card itself is always giving us that. There's hearing, two voices that are never ever near each other. It was just really enjoyable. So yeah, I really, really enjoyed that. And I'm hoping we get more in 2024. And my last thing, my last hope, reason number 50 of 2024 is that we are not oversaturated with English songs. So I know that the Korean companies and Korean marketplace in general would like to expand to the English speaking markets, but I just like when companies give idols like 3+ songs or even 2+ songs in a row that are in English for promotion reasons. Okay, I think there is a much better way to balance between the two, and even having a bit of Korean with a predominantly English song, I think that would be nice. So, in my personal opinion, I feel like English countries are very, very used to having them served and expecting others to adapt, like other markets, which that's how it's been. And I feel like it's time for the English media to see that they're not the only entertainment industry anymore that's making waves. I want to see the English media or English radio stations realize that it's not just English anymore, dude. People like Korean music, okay? And I guess this one's also a bit personal for me because, like, I really, really love K-pop and I only listen to K-pop. So, since I listen to it so much, I pick up on the words. I don't know what I'm saying, but I can sing every word of ETA by newjeans, no problem. But I have no idea what I'm saying. And when I do this, it's like people see me as cringe and because I just know a song. Why does that matter? How is that different than Despacito? Okay, when all the people who weren't Hispanic or Latino singing Despacito. How is that different? Okay? Because one is more acceptable and thought of as less cringe due to proximity of the US, but it's the same. So, yeah, I'm going to be standing up for myself more this year. I guess I guess it's my own hope for 2024 to stand up for myself and be like, "Oh, you think I'm cringe? Oh, how are you singing Despacito then, huh?" Because I am a Spanish speaking person. Yeah, I did find it to be cringe of other people singing Despacito. Granted, I kept it to myself because, it's just music and, there's no need to share a negative opinion like that. Someone enjoying themselves and when they're not hurting others. It's just a very obvious bias, and I'm going to call it out more this year. Tired of that. Okay, thank you so much for listening to my video. Please let me know what you agree, what you disagree with. If you have any video ideas, feel free to drop that in the comments as well. I would love if you could at least drop me a like, and if you subscribe, that would be amazing. I would love that, but no pressure. This is a new channel, and I plan on releasing more K-pop related commentary in the future. I'm not exactly sure where the channel is going, but I know nonetheless I'm going to be here talking about K-pop. So, yeah, looking forward to that, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much. Bye.